Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Amoako.
I am Tahir Salam. It's great to have you join us again. We're starting off the show with what's going on with the S.Falcons of Nigeria. That's because there's an addition to the coaching crew for the team. There's a shake-up. Let's just put it that way. Two coaches, Justin Madugu and Edwin Okon, have been absorbed into the S.Falcons technical crew ahead of the Alcon qualifier against Cote d'Ivoire.
Interestingly, Coach Edwin Okon would not be part of the assistant coaches. He would just be there as a chief scout. Okay, let that sink in. Also on the program, again, Cristiano Ronaldo had to come to the rescue for Manchester United, and that's why the coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has described him as the Michael Jordan of Manchester United.
For the third straight game, Cristiano Ronaldo has rescued Manchester United, or better still, has rescued Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We'll be talking about that game later on the show. Still on Sport This Morning, and still talking about the UEFA Champions League. Juve and Bayern are through to the last 16 with 2 games to spare.
All right. Okay, and of course, we're not starting with the Champions League this morning. We will be starting up with the NBA as usual because it's the NBA season.
Indeed.
And top teams are getting the results that they deserve.
Indeed. Okay, I don't know about getting results that they deserve. Anyways, let's run through the games that were played last night and this morning, starting with the Milwaukee Bucks, where Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 28 points and dished out 9 assists, as well as grabbing 8 rebounds, as the Milwaukee Bucks ended a 3-game losing streak with a 117-89 victory over the Detroit Pistons. The Bucks also got 16 points from Pat Connaughton and Jordan Nwora. We'll come back to that game later on the show. The Miami Heat were also in action against the Dallas Mavericks. It ended 125-110 in favor of Miami. 4 Miami Heat players scoring 22 or more points for the first time in franchise history in that particular game. Elsewhere, the Utah Jazz defeated the Sacramento Kings 119-113. Donovan Mitchell scored a season-high 36 points, while Mike Conley also added a season-best 30 points. The Jazz defeated the Kings in that particular matchup by 6 points. The Suns were also in action against the Pelicans, ended 112-100 in favor of Phoenix. And the story of this game is that Chris Paul recorded a season-high 18 points in the victory and is now third on the all-time list when it comes to the assist makers. He's got 10,346 for his career, trailing only John Stockton and Jason Kidd. Take a ball wherever you are, Chris Paul. Chris Paul, point guard. That's why they call him the point guard.
18 assists.
Incredible stuff.
119 along with 14 points.
This is incredible.
That's huge for Chris Paul.
It's incredible. And last but not the least, the Lakers against the Rockets ended 119-117. Very, very tough game for LA, but they found a way to win the game because LeBron James scored 14 of his 30 points in the fourth quarter. Russell Westbrook added 27 in that victory as the Lakers swept back-to-back games against the Rockets. Anthony Davis, 27 points on the night, 9 rebounds and 3 block shots. The Lakers have now won 3 in a row. After starting the season with 2 losses. Exactly.
But it's a good one. And of course, for LeBron James, it's also his second double-double of the season. I mean, the first one he had was, of course, on that opening night, but then they couldn't win. But right now, they seem to be getting it right because the 3 of them, collectively, they had 84 points on the night. So that's really huge. And this happens to be their most productive game together.
So,
interesting.
So they'll get better the more games that they play. And, perhaps the rest of the league should start, worrying now.
About them, because after the first 2 games, we're like, what's going to happen to what's happening to the Lakers? Okay, everyone's there talking about the veteran teams, too old and stuff like that. But these guys are telling you that, look, experience is paying off right now.
Indeed. And talent as well, too, because it's so talented.
Which is really huge.
All right, let's focus on the Bucks and the Pistons. That's the game we're going to talk about as our feature matchup. The Bucks as well, to divide the issues all season. Cecilia, they lost 3 in a row. They have so many players out injured.
Yeah.
There's another player who's tested
Chris
positive.
Middleton. Just latest now, testing possible.
Exactly. So joining the likes of Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, and those guys.
Interesting.
You know, on the sidelines. But this time around against the Pistons are probably the worst team in the NBA right now.
Right now.
They've won only 1 out of 7. So the Bucks had no excuses whatsoever. Even with a depleted squad, with a depleted roster, they had to win this game. And that's exactly what they did. 117-89 was a rout at the end of the day. And like we said earlier, it was Giannis leading the way with 28 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Of course, our guy, Jordan Nwora, 16 points on the night from Jordan Nwora. And it's good to see the young guy playing good basketball. Again, for the Pistons, it was Jeremy Grant leading the way with 21 points. Trey Lyles was the only other Detroit Pistons player to reach double figures with 13.
Which is great for them. And the good thing about the Bucks in this game is that they improved in the area, shooting at about 50% from the field and 45.9% from three-point range. That's really huge for them. I think that's what gave them that victory, to be able to get that 3-game skid they were on. Get it out.
Yeah, I mean, defending champions, losing 3 in a row.
3 in a row, you're like, what happened? Too much celebration or something? Nah. Let's get post-match game, right?
Yeah.
We'll start with Giannis Antetokounmpo talking about this particular game.
Yes, they were able to get a win. Very important victory, as a matter of fact, for the Milwaukee Bucks. We're talking about a lot of those, their star players are being injured and for different reasons as well too. And usually when that is the case, you expect the other players to step up, the role players. That's what they call them in basketball. And that's exactly what Jordan Nwora did on the night. And we're going to get to listen to his post-game thoughts now on how it feels to be playing well again after, I mean, there was a little struggle recently shooting the ball, but he's back shooting well now. And he's very delighted with his performance against the Detroit Pistons. Gonna keep getting better for sure. I actually believe that, Cecilia, because he's such a great shooter, and shooters will always be in demand in the NBA. Second year, we're starting to see the improvements. It just needs to be a bit more consistent.
Yeah, that's what is important.
Once he manages to do all of that, I think he'll be a very important player for the Bucks.
And he understands that because he said, Giannis, had to talk to him and all. He's learning a lot from these star players. For him to come off the bench and, register 16 points, I think is huge for him.
It is.
And hopefully he continues like this. And we know what we're going to get from Jordan Nwora when he is consistent, because threes is definitely is sure bet.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the top performers on the night. How many do we have, Tyre? Just,
got four
of them, right?
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell started with him, 36, 8, and 6 for the Utah Jazz. Good performance for him.
Indeed, the Jazz started the season very strong as well. Giannis, of course, 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Next up is LeBron, the king, season 18-19. God, it's ridiculous. 30 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists. 14 of those 30 points coming in the fourth quarter.
Look at Doncic.
Look at Doncic. Unfortunately,
3 and 5.
They lost the game.
On the losing side.
They lost to the Heat in that particular game. Look at Doncic. Anyways, talk about guys wherever you are this morning. I imagine they're all sleeping at the moment.
Okay.
Let's go to Paris, Cecilia.
What's happening there? It's not about Novak Djokovic because he's back in action. We just have to talk about him.
Of course.
And his game, his first game in the second round, was a scare because he almost dropped it.
Yeah, well, he lost a set. And,
he lost the set.
And when that happens,
lost the second set, then he won the third set.
Anyways, second set wobble, that's how you call it. Lost it 4-6. But in the decider, you would expect Djokovic to up the ante, and that's exactly what he did. Winning it 6-3 against Martin Fucsovic. It was always going to be a tricky game because Djokovic hadn't played for a while now since the US Open. So that's that's a lot of time to be out for a tennis player. So, but it started so well, 6-2 in the first set. I thought, Djokovic back like he never left.
Yeah,
but then guess the second set.
That rhythm. It's not so easy to get back at home, especially when you've not played for a long time.
Exactly. You can see how pumped he is, in the shots that we're seeing from Paris. He's a 5-time champion in this place, so it's a court where he's used to winning, and I just knew somehow if he went into a third set, Djokovic would find a way.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. No disrespect to Fucsovic. In a decider against Djokovic, chances of winning are very, very slim.
It's very, because, I mean, Djokovic, when he is fully in the rhythm and he's gotten everything he needed, it's always hard for anyone to beat him. But the good thing is if he wins this Paris Masters, of course, it's going to remain as world #1. For the 7th time,
For
right?
the 7th time, a record.
Record running.
I mean, there's Daniil Medvedev there that can, has a thing or two to say about this. But if Djokovic wins the competition, just win,
in his hands.
Regardless of whatever Daniil Medvedev does, he's going to end the year as world #1 again for the 7th time, breaking the tie with Pete Sampras. That's just remarkable.
It's remarkable. He's an incredible player, but he doesn't get that accolades that he deserves. So, I mean, right now, people need to really respect Djokovic, and,
you don't have to like him.
Respect Rafael Nadal, and of course,
I think
greatest of all time, Roger Federer.
So,
just put respect to the name. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't respect Djokovic.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned two guys now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more like it. It's not as likable as Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. But in terms of respect, I don't think there's anyone out there in their right senses that don't respect Djokovic. 20 Grand Slam. It's about to end the year as world #1 for a 7th time, and you don't respect him.
All right.
Yeah, it might not be likable, but then the respect is definitely deserved and well earned.
He deserved that.
Okay.
All right.
He's going to take on Gao Monfils, by the way, in the second round. Yeah, Gao Monfils is defeated Adrian. So it's going to be Monfils and Djokovic for place in the next round of the Paris Masters.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Very interesting indeed.
All right.
Banana skin, Monfils can be very funny, so Djokovic has to be on top of his game.
Yeah, he's really tricky. He's a tricky player, flair, and it's interesting to actually watch him because of what he brings into the game. But just that he hasn't been able to step a notch higher than his levels of flexibility or maybe athleticism, which is really, really good at.
Stuff. All right.
We're leaving tennis, and let's talk about women's football. The shake-up you mentioned, at the opening of the show for the Super Falcons, because after the loss to Ghana by lone goal in Accra, I mean, there's a lot of things happening for the Super Falcons. Yes, they won here in Lagos 2-0, but they went to Accra, they lost. Yes, they qualified for the next round, and they will be facing Côte d'Ivoire. The fear of Côte d'Ivoire, maybe that's what necessitated this particular shake-up.
Yes.
Because remember what happened? We didn't go to the Olympics because why? It was all about Côte d'Ivoire at that time. And to talk more about this one, we'll be joined by Samuel Amedu. If he's ready to join us, we'll, go to him, and we'll be dissecting what Edwin Okon will be bringing into the team. And also
Justin
Madugu, what they will be bringing into that technical crew, and the changes that will be made for the Super Falcons. And also the fact that Coach Wemimo, she's been drafted back to the under-20, so she's no longer part of the Super Falcons technical bench. But Anne Shejin, of course, is now second assistant.
Yeah.
Coach
Randy
retains his position as the head coach. Now, this is what the shake-up is looking like. Just take a look at the head coach, Randy Wardrum. You have first assistant, Justin Madugu, second assistant coach, Anne Shejin, and, of course, chief scout, Edwin Okon.
So this is a new look Falcons technical crew now. The chief scout, interestingly, used to be the former head coach of the team. That's a very interesting appointment right there. And Justin Madugu, known coach as well, too, on the scene when it comes to women's football in the country. And Cecilia, we finally know what this is all about. It just looks like the authorities, the NFF, they weren't very comfortable with the setup that they had before. And they had a couple of matches or a series of matches to reach that conclusion. The Aisha Buhari Cup, as well as the 2 legs against the Black Queens of Ghana. So they've decided to make this move, make these changes, and it remains to be seen if it's going to have any positive effect in that game against Côte d'Ivoire, because I am really, really, really worried.
You're worried, right? Okay, we'll see what this impact will make. But Samuel Amedu, women's football writer with CAF, is joining us this morning. And we'll be talking about the impact, what these coaches will be bringing in. Yes, one is a chief scout, looking for players to join the squad, and the other as an assistant coach. Samuel, good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Yeah, good morning, Sisi, and also Tayo. Great pleasure being part of the program this morning.
It's great to have you.
Okay, straight to the point. What do you think about this major shakeup, if we can describe it like that?
Well, I think it's important. I think desperate times require desperate measures, and I think
Indeed.
this is what the Federation is looking at, seeing how well they can salvage the situation. It's disappointing what we saw against Ghana. We went through, but again, we knew we had a lot of internal issues within the team and also the technical setup. And I think not just the NFF, I think the coach himself was pretty much aware of this situation, and again had a reason to really put words to the Federation to possibly make a review of his setup. So I think from interactions with him, he's pretty much in the knowledge of the major changes that has happened. And I think he's also keen to see have a lot of good hands around him, not just good hands, but again, trusted hands that really could bring a lot to the team. We've seen more than 25 players being capped already under his watch in the last between February and now. And I think definitely from that, you expect a lot of progress. But it seems like we've been struggling to really make an impact, really also get a formidable team. And I think this has to do with how we've also planned things. So on the long run, I can also drawing from the statements of the Federation, they're looking at possibilities of, again, seeing how well they could synergize, having strong and formidable force from the home front, and at the same time, we're looking at some of our foreign internationals who could also add great value to the team. So I think it's just a step in the right direction for me. And I think looking at how the experience of this coach has been brought on, Okon definitely has nothing to prove to anyone at this point. He's been one of the greatest, he made one of the greatest impacts since we lost the 2012 African Women's Cup nation and made us rejuvenate the team and at least rebuilding from the home front yet again. And gladly now we've seen the last 3 editions we won. Most of the players he brought on the scene have been the mainstay of the national team. So now is the moment where we need to review our strategies, also see how best we could also inject new bloods that will create competition within the national.
Okay, we hope that competition will definitely be there. Sam, we need to go on a very short break. We'll be back with you after this.
Welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. We still have Sam Ahmadu with us, joining us to talk about this recent shake-up of the Super Falcons technical crew. Sam, I've listened to everything you've had to say. You seem to be in favor of this shake-up or rejig, however you want to call it. And let's take a look at the personalities of the 2 additions to the team, Justin Madugu and Edwin Okon. One thing that they obviously have is experience. So it looks like the NFF have decided that the team needs a bit more experience going forward, and that's why we've seen these additions and a subtraction as well to go along with it.
Yeah, basically, I think not just the NFF, I think a lot came into the picture of why these 2 were drawn in. And basically, besides the fact that the coach also made a request to this, the players too also were part of the recommendation process, and I think a couple of top players have also interacted even before this happened, really have also dragged their affection to these 2 faces. And I think it's no surprise to me. I think regardless of how the reservations everyone will have about Okon, most of these girls do like him, and at least they enjoyed every time they had with him, no matter how short, within 2013 and 2015. And I think at the moment, definitely, they believe he definitely a lot of value to the team.
All right. Cecilia, okay, carry on.
Yeah, I think at the moment, definitely they look at the possibility of seeing these 2. Madugu was part of Thomas Zenebi's crew, at least all through from after the 8-0 loss to France, all through to the World Cup qualifiers. So all through to the World Cup tournament itself. So I think, like you did say, the experience is key, and I think they've been very much around the women's game. So definitely, they definitely will add a lot of steel to this team.
Okay, I mean, when you were talking earlier, you mentioned that some internal issues among the team. Can you shed more light on that actually necessitated this particular shakeup?
Yeah, basically, well, this is not happening for the first time, and I do remember this also happened back under Thomas Zenebi. Happened under Thomas Zenebi, and then I remember it was after the loss to France. I think that incident saw the coach requesting for a few changes in the technical crew, and I think only Morimadu was retained from that setup. That was before the France friendly. So at this point in time, I think I really can't say a lot of what was happening behind the scene, but again, there's pretty a lot that happened, especially against the Ghana two-legged matches. And I think definitely I wasn't too surprised. And I think truly the Federation took a see through the situation and did pretty what they need to do. And that is why this action came to be.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning to talk about this one. Hopefully, as the NFF had said, that with this kind of shakeup, where we'll have a formidable team that can dominate Africa once again and also stand toe-to-toe with the rest of the world.
Yeah, hopefully, definitely. We definitely are the team to beat, and at the same time, we know too well that only Nigeria can stop Nigeria from being at the Nations Cup, let alone of the Women's World Cup, let alone of the Nations Cup. So I think we have the opportunity in our hands, and we need to make wrongs the many rights we've had. Make rights the many wrongs we've had.
Yeah, it's more like it.
More like it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sam.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks.
All right. We'll have, we're now 3 in the studio now, from 2 to 3. And of course, Demola is Wednesday. Demola is right here in the studio.
Yeah, we got an addition. It's not a shake-up, though.
Okay,
no, it's just an addition, not a shake-up.
Right?
Anyways. Demola, good morning.
Good morning, Tayo. Good morning, Sisi. Thank you for having me. And it's been a while I've seen you.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed your leave.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good to rest.
Yeah. Nice. Anyways, your thoughts, a quick one on this Falcons shake-up. We've talked about how the fear of Cote d'Ivoire seems to be the beginning of wisdom for Nigeria. These Ivorians, they're awesome. In their last game against the Nigeria Republic, they won 20-0 on aggregate. That's ridiculous. I can't remember the last time I heard a scoreline like that in football on the continent. So they're obviously a very formidable side. And the NFF, the team, the players, they've got their work cut out. They're not leaving any stone unturned, and that's why we're seeing these additions. It remains to be seen how much of an impact it does have on the performances, though.
The experience of these new guys should count for something, definitely. Okay. I don't know if we're pressing the panic button just yet.
Yeah. That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like.
So that's where we're expecting that with the experience of these guys coming through now, some things will change. And there's a rejig now in the team, yes. It's good to note that African teams, when it comes to women football, are doing well. I have my reservations about the tournament formation as it's going by FIFA and all that.
Yeah.
Because
but it is
our best in Africa should be representing us in the World Cup.
Yeah.
But pitting, these West African giants together, in as much as I have my own reservations, I think, and we should emphasize the fact that women football in Africa is developing as well. Everybody wants to knock Nigeria off that perch.
Yeah.
We've always been, we're 9-time champions out of 11. Everybody's going to come for us. So the onus is now on us, as Nigerians. Our pride is at stake here. Can we still keep it up at that level? So why I think this rejig is nice in the coaching department, because they're saying that there'll be new scouting of home and abroad players and see how they can make the team much more competitive. Maybe some people are relaxing. I think it's good. Let's hope that good things will come out of it.
We can only hope.
Can only hope.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see. Cecilia.
Okay. Let's leave the Super Falcons now and just wait and see what's going to happen in February, right? That's when the qualifiers will be. If Super Falcons can make it to Morocco 2022. It's interesting. We're talking about Super Falcons here,
Yeah.
It's qualified for the African Cup.
Things have changed.
Something they've won 9 times.
Things
And only
have
Equatorial Guinea is
changed.
another team that won it
Yeah.
outside Nigeria. So when
Yeah.
it comes to the
Things
Nations
have
Cup
changed.
in
Things have
Africa.
changed.
Yeah,
Things have
are getting
changed.
better.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
no more there.
quickly-
We'll be having this
No,
discussion.
we wouldn't. We
Well,
wouldn't be
it's a
having this
foregone
discussion.
conclusion,
But
yeah.
we should know that we actually made this happen.
Of course.
I mean, inconsistency. How many coaches have we had over the past 4 years? That's where it
So-
starts from. I mean, you bring in coaches every time and changes and everything. So it
Let's-
doesn't help. It's not
let's-
helping the players at all.
Let's move on
Yeah, we have to move
for
on.
now.
Okay, let's talk about handball now. It's the finals today, but we're going to be telling you what happened match day 13 and, of course, give you fixtures of match day 14. Plateau Vipers, that's the story right here. And Chorus Shooters, both teams, they've been relegated, dropped into the National Division 1. But let's take a look at the results from the Nigeria Handball League. That's the 2021 edition. Okay, starting with the match day 13 result for the men. Niger United and Lagos Seasiders. It was Niger United winning 31-26. Kada Stars and Rima Strikers. Rima Strikers winning that one. The defenders and Tanjuri Academy. It was 32 and 28. And
Wow.
Police Machine and Plateau Vipers. Yes, that's what got them that relegated spot. 29-26. Okay, we'll move over to the women. Bayelsa Queens and Seasiders Babes. Was just by 1 point that the Bayelsa Queens beaten Seasiders. Imo Grasshoppers and Kada Queens. It was 32-24. And Defender Babes and Safety Babes 23-27. It ended. For match day 14, the final games for today, Tyler.
Final match day, interesting. Cardiff Stars versus Confluence Stars. Plateau Vipers will take on Lagos Seasiders. There's also action between Niger United and Safety Shooters, while Rima Strikers will face off against Kano Pillars. That's for the men. And for the women, very interesting fixtures as well to Cecilia. Yeah, Bayelsa Queens versus Plateau Peacocks, while Edo Dynamos will take on the adorable Angels, defending champs. All right, so that's it for the Handball Premier League. You can stick with us on the show tomorrow for all of the updates concerning that competition. That's it for handball for now. Let's move on with the show and talk about the UEFA Champions League match day 3. Games that were played yesterday night, and let's give you the results of the games before we analyze our feature match. Starting off with the Bayern versus Benfica game in Group E, ended 5-2 in favor of Bayern. Robert Lewandowski once again scoring 3 goals this time around on his 100th appearance. Bayern are through to the last 16 with 2 games to spare. There's also Barcelona recording a narrow 1-0 win over Dynamo Kiev. Let's move on to Group F. Atlanta 2, Manchester United 2. Cristiano Ronaldo with another rescue act in that particular game. Villarreal were also victorious 2-0 over Young Boys. In Group G, Wolfsburg defeating Salzburg 2-1, while Sevilla was stunned right there in Spain by Lille. Didn't see that result coming at all. Fantastic win for the French side. Malmo lost against Chelsea. Hakim Ziyech with the winner, while Juve also defeated Zenit 4-2 to advance into the last 16 with 2 games to play. We're going to start off with United and Atalanta. What a game. And Cecilia, we said it yesterday that you don't even have to be a coach or an expert to know that United were in, or we're going to be in for a tougher game than they were against Spurs. And it turned out that way. 2-2, Ronaldo once again popping up with the winner. Or with the draw. It wasn't a winner. It looked like a winner because of how late it happened and everything. Yeah, very crucial points.
Very, very crucial for Manchester United. They were able to win that match by the skin of their teeth, in the first match against Atalanta at Old Trafford. Of course, that man again, Ronaldo. The difference. He has often been a difference for Manchester United, scoring in their last 3 Champions League matches. Yesterday, too, was no different. Ilicic was a menace for them, in the first half, fouls here and there, and then getting the goal as well. And they thought, here we go again, especially after Varane went off injured, starting with 3 at the back. Of course, that was always going to be an issue after he went out injured. Honorable mention for Bayern, who came in and did, a fantastic job, last night.
Yeah, before we go to Bayern, let's sort out this Manchester
Eric Bailly.
United.
Eric Bailly, yeah.
Oh, Bailly!
Yeah,
Eric Bailly,
yeah, he's talking about
All
Eric
right.
Bailly.
You know, I mean,
Pardon
it
me.
was fantastic in defense
Okay.
yesterday for
Yes, it was.
Manchester United. And after Varane went off, they couldn't keep their shape, you know, as they should. That goal came in, and you thought, hey, here we go again. But then, just on the stroke of half-time, that man again, Cristiano Ronaldo, they say form is always temporary, class is always permanent.
Indeed.
He brought that to the fore again.
Indeed.
He's a serial winner. Some have questioned his work ethic. He doesn't run much, but hey, he's doing the most, you know, he can, and the most important job, you know, scoring goals, which he does. It's good to note that over the years, you know, he used to be a pacey winger, but now how he has so much, you know, improved in the box. Is a fox in the box now.
Yeah.
All you need to do is get the ball, you know, to him and
Give him a chance.
Exactly, you know, you get
80%
the job
of the
done.
time, so score.
Fantastic for Manchester United. It was tough. They were almost, you know, at the risk of losing that match. But then again, second half, you know, extra time, injury time, and then Ronaldo again.
Pops up again.
What a goal!
What a player!
What a goal!
All right, what a goal as well, indeed. Let's take a listen to the post-match thoughts of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Of course, delighted with the points. He's also been speaking on the performance of Cristiano Ronaldo. Where would Manchester United be without Cristiano Ronaldo? Interesting to see the coach talk about every team having players like decisive players like Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo is just simply doing his job. But then when a 36-year-old now becomes your savior, literally, on a game-by-game basis, it's not sustainable, surely.
It's not sustainable, obviously, but
then
again, we are talking about somebody who's almost, will I say, half man, half machine. You know, that's
yeah, you can say that.
Yes,
you can say that.
It's amazing how a 36-year-old, most of his colleagues that, you know, have retired, you know, not even up to his age.
They're doing their coaching badges.
And he's still there performing at this level.
Wow.
It shows credence to the kind of work ethic that Ronaldo puts into his football.
Yeah.
And it's showing, you know, on the pitch. Some are saying that is the reason why Ole Gunnar is still keeping...
Absolutely.
This season, right?
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, he has been fantastic for them. He has been a fantastic ambassador. And other players too are, you know, are coming to the fore. I mean, Fernandes has, he had a beautiful game, you know, last night as well. Questions have been raised about Paul Pogba, you know, that sometimes, you know, his concentration level is not good enough. He was accused of being away with the Furies, you know, last night because of his concentration level. And he had to be hooked off, you know, second half. You know, but then again, I think overall, they did better. You know, Manchester United, they played better. But then they have a tougher game coming up, you know, in the weekend. If they put up that kind of performance again like they did in the first half, I think they're going to get done for. But I think they will improve and, you know, exciting.
Maybe concede another 5 again.
I don't think that will happen this time around.
Better not happen.
I don't think it happens.
Better not happen. Anyways.
Okay, let's leave United because there's so much to talk about that game if you really want to dwell on it, especially with their sloppy performance. And talk about Bayern quickly because of what Lewandowski did on the night. I mean, he became the fastest player, right, to reach 81 goals.
Incredible. In 100 appearances, that's ridiculous.
81 goals, that's precisely. And that's another machine you're talking about. He's a robot anyway.
Machine.
I mean, interesting. 5-2, you know, they had to win that one. And of course, they're through to the knockout stage. They still have 2 more games. After 4 games, they're into the round of 16. They have 2 more games.
They are a well-oiled machine, and any coach will be proud to have a team such as Bayern Munich has right now. All their players too. Davies coming back from injury, playing well. Sani as well. Gnabry coming off the bench. Mola, the old dog, is still there. You know, they're playing fantastic, and Lewandowski, he cannot stop scoring goals. He's solidifying his credentials as being the world best player for this year. So it's getting interesting. Scored a hat-trick yesterday. His 79th, 80th, and 81st goals. In
Mr. Penn as well.
And Mr. Penn, you know, he made up for it in the second half. An audacious lob over the goalkeeper. Fantastic finish over the years. Bayern, you know, can only get stronger, and I think they are one of the favorites for this year's competition.
Of course, one of the favorites.
500th game across all competitions in Europe.
Barca got a win. Another win against Kiev.
Ansu
Fati, what a goal as well. And their chances of actually qualifying now is they actually have it in their hands somehow. They recovered from losing the first 2 games of the group. and now they might have a chance.
The new number 10, Ansu Fati,
New number 10.
New number 10 for it's a huge boots to fill and a
Yes,
huge
it
jersey
is.
to wear, because can you ever feel that? I doubt it.
Doubt
But
it.
yesterday he came to the party, helped out Barcelona with a goal. Of course, they struggled.
Of
And with
course.
Aguero not being there, now with an ailment now, going to be out for 3 months. I think Ansu Fati played really well yesterday. It's good to see Ousmane Dembele too, making an appearance on the bench. Coutinho too was on the bench. I think they tried yesterday. They missed a couple of chances here and there. And I think Mam as well gave them a good run for their money because they played some good football yesterday. But, at the end of the day, 1-0 result, I'm sure Barcelona fans and, they'll take the 3 points and say thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you very much. 3 points. That's enough for now.
Is important,
That'll
really.
do just for now. Anyways, let's go on our final break. When we come back, we'll do a preview of the games that will go ahead tonight in the UEFA Champions League. And there's only one big game. It's between Liverpool and Atletico Madrid, respectfully. Join us after this. Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Let's take a look at the fixtures for the games in the UEFA Champions League for tonight. Match day 4, teams already sealing their places in the last 16. In Group A, it's going to be City taking on Club Brugge, while Leipzig will host PSG. Unfortunately for the Parisans, there's no Lionel Messi.
Out injured, yeah.
It's too bad. Next up in Group B, we have AC Milan versus FC Porto, while Liverpool and Atletico Madrid will look to give us another exciting clash like they did in the first leg. Tonight is going to be at Anfield. In Group C, Dortmund versus Ajax and Sporting versus Besiktas. While in Group D, we have Real Madrid versus Shakhtar. Real Madrid will look to do the double over Shakhtar. And also have the Sheriff guys, the Sheriff boys. They'll be hosting Inter Milan in Moldova.
They have to be careful.
They have to be careful,
Yeah,
exactly.
just have to. All right, let's focus on the biggest game we have today. Obviously, is Liverpool and Atletico Madrid because of what it's like. Atletico Madrid 4 points. Liverpool, they've won all their first 3 games.
Yeah.
And of course, Jurgen Klopp has been talking about this game. The last time there was no handshake, right?
There was no handshake,
There was no
yeah.
handshake.
There was no
And
handshake.
Simeone is already saying that there will be no handshake again.
Is he?
No matter
Is he?
what happens
Is he
in
what
the
he's saying? Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why these two coaches are going at
The bad blood
it.
between them is well documented, over time.
Yeah.
The last time around, he just ran off immediately. The referee blew the final whistle. That's the coach of Atletico
Simeone.
Madrid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this time around again, you're saying that he's saying he wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
interesting.
But
Anyways,
going to snub the handshake again.
Yeah.
But let's listen to Jurgen Klopp
Yeah.
talking ahead of this game. It's all about respect for Diego Simeone, no matter what it is on the pitch. And I just want to respect it, really. And let's see what's going to happen tonight between Liverpool and Atletico Madrid. Liverpool already with 9 points, won the first 3 games. But then for Atletico Madrid, on 4 points.
they are more under pressure to win this game.
To win than
How do you see
Liverpool,
it
of
panning
course.
out?
absolutely, but the sad thing is they're playing away from home. They had the opportunity, to win at the Wanda Metropolitano,
Yeah.
when they played Liverpool, and then they lost 3-2. What's his name? The French guy, the French striker,
Griezmann.
with 2
Griezmann,
goals,
Got a
and then
red.
he got sent off.
Okay.
He's going to miss for tonight.
Ouch.
So the attacking lineup is going to be a bit, Well, Carrasco has been fantastic for Atletico Madrid the past couple of matches. He's going to be a ton in the flesh for Robertson again this time around. But I think Liverpool playing at home in front of the crowd, that man, of course, there, Salah, you expect, fireworks when these two teams meet. I don't expect any less. It's a pick of the match for today, and it promises to be interesting.
Promises to be interesting. Indeed, Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. First leg ended 3-2. All right, that's it for the UEFA Champions League. Our little review and preview of the games that played yesterday and the ones that will be played today. You can always join us tomorrow for all of the updates of these matches. Before we take a look at the papers and close the show, let's quickly talk about the appointment of Antonio Conte. We talked about it yesterday just before the deal was done. But it's official now. Antonio Conte, former Chelsea manager, is now the new head coach of Tottenham. It's happened so fast.
London.
London. Yeah, I wonder what Chelsea fans think about that. I know they didn't like it when Jose went to Tottenham. Very interested to see if they have the same feelings this time around, or I was just specially reserved for Jose as a special one. Anyways, Conte to Tottenham. What are you expecting? What do you expect Spurs to look like? And I mean, Ademola.
I don't think Spurs will be called the Lily White again going forward. They always say they are the choking cockerels. This time around with Conte, a serial winner.
Yeah.
I mean, exciting times for Tottenham fan. I'm not a Tottenham fan, but I am excited for them because of the kind of what Conte brings to the table. You know, it's a serial winner.
Yeah.
And there's been talks about Harry Kane saying he's a psyched and at that time, Conte is indeed a genuine, elite coach. He can't wait to work under him, and see, I think that this is why the Premiership, is the best league in the world. You have the best coaches there. I'm sure other coaches will be, for lack of better words to use, they'll be shaking now, as it were.
Conte is back.
The competition is just going to get stronger.
Yeah.
And he's a very demanding coach. You know that, yes, he's going to bring quality into that team as well. And he's known to always play with two strikers. So that suits Harry Kane and Heung-min Son very, very well. You can expect Tottenham to turn the corner.
Really?
Absolutely.
Absolutely?
Absolutely.
With the same personnel?
Yes, because Conte is a very demanding, coach.
So what happens if, like you said, Conte is very demanding. And what happens if these players are not reacting positively to his very high demands? Like we've seen in the past under Jose. Jose is a very demanding coach as well too. But the likes of Dele Alli and Ndombele, those guys just could not compete on a consistent basis. And Kane and Son, of course, different matter. Those guys were firing all season under Jose. So what you're saying now is Conte has got the magic wand. That's what you're saying, pretty much.
I think he has.
Really?
I think he has. Look at what he did to Lukaku.
Lukaku's always been a great scorer.
No.
Yes, he has.
No.
Come
When
on, he's
Lukaku
always been a great goal scorer.
He tuned
Lukaku, he did.
actually.
Yeah.
I mean, his work ethic.
He brought out a
now
different.
It was leaner. I mean, compared to Lukaku we had at United, that should tell you something.
Exactly.
No, I think there's gonna be a transfer in January, right? Those players transfer window. Those players cannot, shape up. Will have to be shipped out. I think that's what's gonna happen.
We'll see.
Dele Alli and the likes who are. I don't know, like Arsenal-like lazy kind of players. I'm sorry to use that.
Yeah.
I mean, they may
He won't tolerate that.
He won't tolerate that.
That's what we're saying. So what I'm saying.
And then he gets his kind of players.
All right. So what I'm saying is, I remember. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, unless you're telling us now that Daniel Levy is a changed man, and the backing that he didn't give Jose then in terms of wanting certain players out of the door, he's now going to give it to Conte. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sure Antonio Conte will not sign on the dotted line.
We said the same thing when
assurances.
we said the same thing when Jose was taking that job as well.
The difference is he rejected the job first in May.
Yes, he did.
And
so now
he's
a second
back.
time.
I mean, some things may have happened in between. So let's leave that and quickly look at the papers before we leave the studio.
Okay, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
All right. I'll start with Complete Sports right here. Complete Sports, you have Napoli wants Osimhen to avoid another November 13th game as Eagles face Liberia in World Cup qualifiers.
What does that even mean?
I think when he had the shoulder injury was around this time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that's what this is all about.
Okay.
And Ibereze says, so good to be back. Eagles prospect excited to return from injury.
Oh, it looks like it's been out for a long time.
Wow. Yeah.
Interesting story here. Better than Pepe. That's what some Arsenal fans are saying about Alex Iwobi.
Sissy, you're laughing. You're chuckling.
Oh, nothing. I'm just like trying to grapple what they're trying to say.
Interesting. So Iwobi finally scores a goal in how many months now?
It's better than Pepe.
It's better than Pepe.
It's better than Pepe already.
I mean, that's the opinion. I mean, they've got a right to it.
Arsenal fans.
Yeah, exactly. And let's go to sports in life. Spurs can confirm Conte talked about. Barca to confirm Xavi as new boss on Thursday. Really?
Wow.
Nice. We'll
That's
see.
some news.
Coma rejects £4 million court on Barca pay. Of course, take all your money, man. Take all your money. Lewandowski nets another hat-trick. We talked about that. Right? Chukwueze not at his best, as according to Unai Emery, the coach of Villarreal. All right, last paper before we go.
A Sporting Sun is this, and this one, Brendan Rodgers says, Indeed is set for injury comeback. Yeah, we should be happy right here in Nigeria.
We should.
Yeah.
We should.
Italian media knocks Raw over Osimhen. What's happening?
Not what?
Knocks Raw over
Okay.
Osimhen.
Well, I wonder why.
They don't know. Lukaku to return from injury this month. Chelsea players should be happy, but then they didn't really miss him that much.
No, not at all.
And this story is also here revealed. Barcelona may name Xavi new coach tomorrow.
So there's a May there and there's a real here.
New here. Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
Demola, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for watching the show. Enjoy the rest of the day. I am Taya Salan.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Bye for now.